I'm Elise Morales.
And I'm Millie Tamaris.
And this is
Go Touch Grass,
the podcast where we log in
so you can log off.
Millie and I are two chronically online comedians, and on this pod, we break down the week in internet discourse, viral memes, TikTok trends, and niche influencer drama so that you can go do literally anything else.
And if you like what you hear today and want to hear more, we got a Go Touch Grass Patreon with tons more content weekly, access to our Discord community, and our spinoff series, Search History, where we go back and break down a viral discourse from the past. This week on Patreon, we are covering the Jordan Woods saga, the Kylie Jenner saga, how Khloe Kardashian is a pick-me, and how Red Table Talk saved a black woman's life. If you have any questions about anything that I do, subscribe on the $10 level on Patreon.
Yep. And it was a true search history. It was a walk down memory lane.
Because we were like, remember when the Kardashians had a hold on pop culture? Now it's kind of like they're washed a little bit, but...
Yeah, they're still, very rich. I'm not going to say totally irrelevant, but...
level. The Kylie cosmetic lip kits.
Also, don't forget to check us out on YouTube. We have full video episodes. Those are now dropping within hours of...
The same day at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. on Wednesdays. Our YouTube's up there.
Our YouTube is up. So be sure to check out the YouTube for extra moments. You can see all the stuff that they're talking about. You can see our cute outfits. You can see our cute guests.
Our guests are so cute.
We got a really cute guest in here.
We have the cutest guest in the
and don't forget to check out GoTouchGrassPodcast.com for all things Grass Nation.
Our guest today is a hilarious comedian and stand-up who you can see performing all over New York City. Let's give a big Go Touch Grass Nation welcome for Tatiana Frank.
Woo! Very cute guest. But I mean, so much more than that. But you're bringing it in terms of like your fit today.
I love that you were looking directly at my tits while you said that.
Yeah. Well, you have a beautiful necklace on. I'm looking at the beautiful necklace.
It was a good 20 seconds.
I'm sorry.
And
every time we have a guest, Elise always has to look at their titties.
I do.
It's a fucking problem.
Whatever.
I've had to call her in a few times.
Whatever.
I apologize.
No,
I
want them to be looked at.
Maybe you shouldn't wear this big necklace if you don't want me to look.
Every time we have a podcast, Elise goes to victim blaming. It always goes there.
Yeah, this is the portion of the pod where I victim blame the guest.
Everyone knows that big necklace means please stare at my
Please
tits.
Stare.
Wow, because I've heard that that's supposed to take the focus away from the titties.
But it is ridiculously low, and I've tried to get it higher, and it's just
It's hard.
so
Necklace
low.
length. No one talks about that struggle.
Layering necklaces
Necklaces is hard.
I'm pinning tutorials all the time, and I still can't quite get it.
We can't figure it out.
We can't. Tatiana, we want to start out. We've been asking a lot of people this to place you in the internet world. What is your relationship to social media right now? What's in your algorithm these days? Where are you at? Are you in it? Are you in a detox? Give us the lay of the land.
I mean, I consider myself an addict of social media.
And you're in a safe space here?
Yeah,
I'm probably the first guest that you've ever had that I've been to AA meetings for. Do you know those exist?
For social media?
Yes.
Oh, what are they? What
for
are
tech.
They? Oh, okay.
Wow.
So what do they say?
Wow.
A big part of AA is people telling the stories where they hit their rock bottom.
Yeah.
So I'm so curious I'm sure it fucking happens.
Oh, yeah.
Every week there's somebody who's killed themselves for AI or something.
Yeah. Or
whatever.
you're looking at your phone and you get in a car accident.
Yeah.
My upper lip is sweating a lot.
That's okay.
And that's not your fault. My upper lip just sweats. Yeah, obviously it's anonymous, so I'm not supposed to say. But it just things like people who can't have televisions in their house because it's like tech. It's not just social media. It's called Internet and Tech Addicts Anonymous. And so there's people that are like they can't have a TV in their house. They can't have any screens because if they do, it's like alcohol. It's like once you start, you can't stop. So like one woman was like sharing, obviously anonymous, but she's like, I watched, days on end of television. Like I couldn't turn it off. So like she can't have a television.
And what prompted you to go, if you want to share?
I feel like when I start, it's very hard to stop. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, everyone's talking about this. Like it's like, ha ha ha, we're all addicted. And I'm like, but why does it feel so bad?
Yeah.
like I feel bad after, and I feel like I'm not in control. I have this thing where, because I work for myself, I make my own schedule. So I have to leave my house, because if I stay in my house, I'm scared that I'll start scrolling and I won't. But if I'm in a coffee shop, there's people around and I'm not going to be weirdly scrolling for like 3 hours if people are watching. I'm always at a coffee shop.
Not to be like workman's comp, we work harder than construction workers. But that is not like a danger, like a thing about being a comedian is that you have to have some kind of relationship with Instagram just because that's where the eyes are and that's where people know about shows and can see whatever. But then Instagram is kind of designed. They're getting class action lawsuits right now happening about the damage that it does to people's self-esteem and self-worth and all of that. So I definitely feel bad on Instagram, but then if you want to sell tickets, you got to be on it.
Right.
So it's like fucking.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm going on it and I'm like jealous of people or anything like that. It's not
I
that
am.
kind of.
That's half of my Instagram.
I mean, it's just more that like, I think it's like comes down to like chemicals in my brain. Like I can feel the dopamine's all out of whack when I get off. And then I'm like, and then I can do anything. But I have like a card that I have to tap in order to open this apps. So anytime I post online, it's like 5 seconds before I had to just tap to get in. Kind of like an ankle bracelet or like a when you have a DUI and you have to like blow into the thing to drive your car. That's me with my phone if I want to post on Instagram. I'm like tap and then I'm like, hey guys.
Come see me. Is it the brick? That's what I have to like tap my phone.
Yeah, they also have the Bloom now, which is a credit card and it fits in your. It would be funny if you had to spend money to use it. I think that's gonna be the next level.
Oh yeah.
If you unlock your phone, it sends money to Israel. But
I mean, in a way, that's not unlike what
Wait, that actually
usually.
is. Yeah, every time you use Instagram, you are giving money to.
This entire episode is now completely blacklisted.
So I did just get back from touching grass. It was awesome. I was at the lake and I didn't look at my phone the whole time.
Oh, that's what I like though. I love situations where you don't have to be on your phone.
There is a scroll hangover that you feel where, like, if you have gone into a deep TikTok scroll where you've just been looking and looking and looking, I can tell when I come out of that I'm in a very low vibrational place mentally.
I gotta get off because this shit is getting crazy. I actually don't need to know these opinions.
Yeah.
I actually don't need to see this. I can't engage. What happens with me, I'll go on Instagram and then I'm like, I feel bad about myself. I need to feel better about myself. Let me go on Twitter. And then Twitter, I don't know what the fuck is happening over there. It's crazy, which we'll talk about later. And then I'll go on TikTok, like, what are the girlies on TikTok saying? And it is the most insane thing that you've ever seen. Cakes by Katie. There's a girl who's trying to copyright Fruity Pebble cake pops. And everyone's like, you didn't copyright it, you fucking cunt, and everything.
Yeah.
So,
I was getting deep in like a random woman's roommate drama this weekend, and I was like, I'm actually moving on from this. I can't be figuring out whether this woman poorly planned her move or not. Or like,
Well, speaking of moving on.
Okay.
Tatiana, you've built a following for yourself on Instagram and TikTok. Considering your relationship with scrolling, like, how did that start? How did it really pop off? Was it one video that popped off, or you feel like it was like a scale up?
I feel like it's definitely, there's videos that pop and then everything else is like a slow continuing a relationship with people that already follow you.
Yeah.
But it is annoying how it's always the thing you least expect.
Totally.
But it was weird because when I started comedy, I've been doing comedy 5 years, but when I was like 3 months in, I posted my first clip, just not even expecting anything, just because I had this showcase show that I was really proud of that went well, and I was like, oh, I'll post a clip. This joke is like everyone's favorite joke. And I posted it and like immediately went viral. But then I was like, fuck, I'm not ready for this. Like,
no, that's so true.
That's I wasn't a lot of comedians to go through.
I wasn't a good comedian. Yeah. Like I could be honest. And then the algorithm's like, just give us more. And I'm like, I could have just kept posting more crap and probably would have kept going viral. But I was like, no, I only want to post if I'm really proud of the joke.
Yeah.
And not only proud of the joke, but proud of the delivery. Because sometimes you have a great joke, but the tape that day, you didn't deliver it good.
Yeah.
And so I didn't post again for months. But that one went like super viral. Like agents were reaching out to me and like I had to start taking acting classes and stuff.
Wow.
And it was like, yeah.
Yeah,
how
it is.
people doing stand-up. It fucking works.
I
What
know.
can we say?
It just depends on if you have integrity or not, because
Yeah.
I have a problematic amount of integrity that gets in my way.
Yeah.
There's some people that have like a cat video that go viral and they're like, I'm going on tour across America
Yeah, exactly.
doing
There's 100
stand
more
up.
cat videos. Like, I actually just booked a studio and I will be filming an unbelievable number of cat
No,
videos.
and then I would love if they stuck to the cat videos. Then they're like, I'm a stand-up comedian.
Well, that's
Well,
also
they're
true.
always a stand-up
That's
comedian.
also true.
And then they go on tour because comedy is kind of hard to be a fan of. You have to know comedians that you like. To the unknowing person, they're like, oh, this person makes funny cat videos. They're coming to my city. Why not go and pay $30, $40, $50? Because that's the thing. These people don't have integrity, so they'll charge their people fucking $50 to go see them, and it's 45 minutes of talking about the one cat video that went viral, and then these people are like, live comedy sucks, and it's like, no!
No, you just only saw the cat video guy.
You saw the cat video guy. I'm out here fighting for my life.
Well, speaking of fans,
Wow.
fan behavior, online followings. Today's discourse, which is our segment of the pod where we talk about something that is being widely discussed online, is also sort of a software update, which is our segment of the pod where we update everyone about something we've talked about before. Tatiana, my question for you is, have you ever heard of a person called Club Chalamet? No. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So Club Chalamet is someone that we have been following on this pod since our pilot episode that
September
we used,
2023.
Yeah, that we used as like a proof of concept to pitch this show. So we
got a lot of no's.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't need anyone talking about, but shout out to the listeners.
Had our eyes on this woman. So who is she? I'm going to show you. So this is Club Chalamet. This is from a Wall Street Journal profile of her. So she's a big deal. Her name is Simone Cromer. She is 59 years old, and she is known for running the very popular Timothée Chalamet stan account at Club Chalamet. She's like an iconic poster. Fans of the show know. But the big thing that made her sort of like an oddity online is that she is not a Brazilian teenager. She is, in fact, a sort of like stately 59-year-old black woman.
Yeah, because usually when those people run the fan accounts are like, anytime Timothée Chalamet's in a movie, in a red carpet, in an event, seen in public, they are posting the picture from Getty Images, commenting, getting hype for the movies. So everyone assumes, again, that it's somebody with no life.
Yes.
But it is a 57-year-old woman.
Black friend Leibowitz. That's crazy.
Wow, that's actually so true. She does kind of have that energy.
It's giving me
The
a higher
glasses, the
opinion
sin.
of Timothée because she's behind it.
Well, listen, because we're about to take you on a journey.
It's gonna get ghetto
It's gonna get crazy. Prior to being a Timothée Chalamet stan account, she was a Michael Fassbender stan account. But then he got married to Alicia Vikander, and she switched her allegiances to Timothée Chalamet. She is, as I said, an iconic poster. Do you want to read this one, Tatiana? This is an old post from 2024.
Attention at Getty Images. Please remove the newest images posted under the search for Timothée Chalamet on your site. You have images there of someone who is not the actor Timothée Chalamet, but instead, someone the global gossip media is having fun referring to him as Timothée Chalamet lookalike with Houthi associations. Please remove images of that individual immediately so that the image results at Getty accurately reflect the real Timothée Chalamet.
This is like a very classic Club Chalamet post because she does, in addition to just like promoting what's going on with Timothée, she's also like a watchdog for Timothée.
Yeah.
And she's like, if she sees people like using AI to make fun of Timothée, she'll be like, I don't like that. So what she's referring to here, I had to look it up, is this Yemeni influencer known as Timothée Chalamet.
Would.
Listen,
Well, it's kind of embarrassing because he can grow more facial hair than Timothée. So
well, yeah,
who's
he
the
is
real
Arab, so he got that advantage.
He is.
Timothée wishes he could grow that much of a baby mustache.
But I do have to say, wood on Chalamet, wood on discount Chalamet.
On Timothée Chalamet.
Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet, that's a whole different variety we got going on here.
Basically, yeah, that post with Club Chalamet being like, you have pictures up of Timothée Chalamet, and that's not
That's not okay. Put a pin in Houthis.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in the Houthi rebels for now. But we most recently discussed her on the pod because after years of standing Timothée Chalamet and becoming sort of this online character that the chronically online people who listen to this podcast would know. She never liked Kylie Jenner.
She never liked
Kylie Jenner. She was never happy with that relationship. That was what we talked about the first time we talked about her. Then all the stuff happened with Timothée and the ballet and the opera and all of this different stuff.
Just putting her in a
And that made her upset?
I think in general, she started to not feel the way she used to feel about Timothée. And the last time we talked about her, it was because she had posted a lengthy statement basically being like, I've talked to a lot of people in the Timothée community, and this isn't what we signed up for.
Yeah.
And she kind of said, I'm going to keep this account for posting Timothée updates, but she kind of signaled that she's moving on.
Wow.
And since then, she has moved on to Conor Story, the star of Heated Rivalry. He's the one who plays the Russian one. She has not posted as Club Chalamet since April. She also has her own private account, but crazy. She has been posting as SG Lori, her new Conor Story fan account.
Wow.
Very actively over the past couple of months.
And is there any kind of, forget her age and all these things, is there a romantic parasocial thing here? Because we know Conor's gay.
Well,
is he bi or is he gay?
No, this is what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
She was such a Timothée Chalamet stan that she went on a Call Me By Your Name tour.
Yes.
So she went to Italy and went to the same places. She kind of does that Italy trip a lot. She doesn't care that he's gay. And the thing that Conor's Story is popular for is very gay stuff. Now we're getting in Fujoshi territory, which I don't think you can, if you don't know who Club Chalamet is, you don't know what Fujoshi is, but there is a whole contingent of women, in general, straight women, that like to watch gay love stories, queer porn, queer, dirty anime stuff. Boys love
Heated Rivalry is
Heated Rivalry is like the American version of it, but it's a long-known genre, and a lot of women do it, especially in Japan.
But also, more to your point, so the way that Club Chalamet posts about these people, about Timothée and Conor Story, it's either updates, praise about what's coming up for them, their upcoming projects, saying I'm excited, blah, blah, blah.
This bitch was watching the Wonka movie.
Yes. Oh, she was watching Wonka.
She was I'm we have.
Yeah. Which I heard was good.
I wasn't engaged with that one.
You watched it?
No,
we couldn't engage. We couldn't take that on.
You can't make fun of something that's already silly.
I don't have time in my life to see the Timothée Chalamet Wonka, but obviously Club Chalamet does.
Yeah.
She sees everything. Now she's kind of shifted that energy to Conor Story. It's hard to believe there is not a romantic element somewhere for her in her standing of all these sort of young, smooth-looking white boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she does not speak about them in a sexual way in her posting. She's not oh my God, he's so hot. The posting isn't like that. It's this is going to be Timothée's year for the Oscars, or Conor has so many exciting projects coming up. It's a very fan tone, and it's never romantic in tone, but one does wonder where some of it's coming from.
Well, I'm also I kind of would want Club Chalamet on Millie Tamaris' team, the lawyer, manager, whatever. Nothing's getting through. Miss Club tweeting at, I'm sorry, I have a manager, can't even remember my last name. And you got Miss Club being at Getty Images.
My manager permanently relocated to Omaha, Nebraska. So.
Well, our manager quit the industry and moved to Omaha, Nebraska. And when I got emails to go to the Devil Wears Prada red carpet, it was bouncing back. Yeah. And it's I live in Omaha now.
Anyway, Millie and I are both seeking managers. The point is...
So Club Chalamet, if you want to be Club Grass Nation.
Yeah, I would love to get the power of Miss Club behind
us. Obvious, not obvious, but why has no one thought of this? If you run a fan account, you're perfectly suited to be an artist manager. You're so passionate.
They just
maybe not for the one you're obsessed with, but find.
But to them though, then that's destroying the hobby. It's a hobby of theirs. Yeah. The thing about Chalamet is that it's a hobby, and he's in this exciting time for career. It's you're tracking somebody who's on the come up. I feel that's exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure after the flop of the year with Timmy pissing everyone off with the opera thing, the weird press tour, being with Kylie, whether you like it or not, affects your brand, takes away the prestige. He's doing Kalshi ads.
Yeah.
It's corny, So now she's more excited about
about Conor's story.
And this is what I said. I said, what gay man from Texas doesn't want a 59-year-old black woman to be obsessed with him? I can't think of one.
There does have to be a little excitement on the Conor story team of like, we got Club Chalamet.
Yeah.
We've got her. This is huge for Conor.
And Chalamet's team's probably a little shook. That's what we said, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Timmy's probably like, oh, no, it's fine. She hasn't posted on Club Chalamet since April 7th, but she's actually in Paris following Conor's story around. It's fine. It's fine. That brings us to today. So that is all the background that you need on Miss
like
Club.
40 minutes.
I know.
Yeah.
To bring us to today.
I know.
Welcome
to this fucking show.
I know. Tuesday, June 23rd, last week, rumors began circulating on Twitter. Club Chalamet, Simone Cromer, got jumped while waiting for Conor's story to leave his hotel room at Paris Fashion Week. So this is like a common thing that fans do, especially at Paris Fashion Week. Like you see the videos all the time of like it's someone leaving their hotel and there's a bunch of paparazzi and there's a bunch of fans. Fans find out where people are staying and they stand out there and try to meet them. So it's not like she is the only one who discovered where Conor's story was going to be, but she definitely went to Paris Fashion Week to follow Conor's story around and is part of the Conor's story fandom that finds out where his hotel room is and they go and wait outside.
To get a glimpse of him, like
Yeah.
going to these fashion things.
I don't understand all that. You're explaining all that. You're glazing over she got jumped by
Yeah,
we're
explaining we're placing it.
I'm placing her.
like
where
by
the jumping
thugs,
took
like or
place.
by
No.
her security.
No,
Neither.
You'll see.
Neither.
It's worse than that.
It's intra-stan violence has taken place. So this was revealed with this tweet. This is from another Conor story stan account called @AGCDTZP that says, Club Chalamet got jumped, guys. Finally. That's rude. In parentheses, and security knew who she was. They were literally standing right out front of her when Conor came out. All hail @Myka, don't you dare for that fight. Lips emoji. So this is the tweet that reveals that Club Chalamet, according to this person, got jumped, right? Next tweet, this is from Myka, don't you dare, the supposed jumper, who says, well, first, they're quote tweeting themselves. First, they had said, fuck, Club Chalamet is here. To fuck do I do? And then they quote tweeted themselves, just had a fight with Club Chalamet. Story time tomorrow.
Insane.
So basically, it's other stans of Conor's story who were also waiting there that fought with Club Chalamet. Myka Don't You Care's account is there now protected.
Lame. What, you want to get violent at a Conor story thing and
Yeah.
now you want to go private?
Yeah, exactly.
Pussy.
You're jumping Club Chalamet, but
You're
now
jumping-
our tweets are protected. But I did find, this was the only one I could find of them like kind of explaining anything. And it's them saying, anyway, when I noticed her, I went around to the other fans and asked if it was really her and what we were supposed to do about it. She's a weirdo and a creep and generally unstable. Who knows what she's capable of? But she had been doing nothing but standing the whole day. Okay, reactions to these first 3 tweets from Club Chalamet's attackers.
It's like the Spider-Man meme. I mean, you're calling someone a weirdo and creep for doing exactly what you're doing?
Well,
yeah.
Speak on it, Tatiana.
By
Let them know.
definition, she's not doing anything.
It's Myka Don't You Dare, but the fucking Twitter name is Guard Dog Ilya Truther.
Oh.
So you're insane. You're insane if you're a Guard Dog Ilya Truther. Ilya is a fake character in a gay hockey show, like a
Played by Conor Story.
played by Conor's story. So yes, it is the Spider-Man meme. Is Millie Tamaris gonna go to Paris Fashion Week to see celebrities? Yes. No. I don't have money like that. Is it creepy? Whatever. But I'm like, I don't know. Paris Fashion Week, it wasn't a family vacation that Conor took with his family privately and no one knew. It is Paris Fashion Week. Babe, that's work. They're going to work and they're wearing cool outfits. Like, I understand the appeal. So it's like, she doesn't talk sexually and she might get a picture with these guys, but like, she's not doing anything creepy, and it's like, it's okay if people are annoying and
these
weird.
guys are actively stalking Conor too. I don't
That's,
understand.
well, that's number one. I think there is at least for these celebrities, a celebrity like Conor Story knows that there are going to be people outside of his hotel room leaving Paris Fashion Week because there's like, I think in general, a culture of that.
Yes.
Like it's a celebrity kind of event. Again, Club Chalamet, she's been doing this since back in the Fassbender days. We've watched her for years. We've seen her be around Timothée Chalamet. She's gotten pictures of Timothée Chalamet.
Timothy's still alive.
Timothy's alive and well.
He's still touching
Timothy's
his...
team has never tried to
never
remove
harmed
her.
Timothy.
She's never hurt Timothy.
Never laid a finger on the boy.
Exactly. I mean, it's just like if she was scaring Timothée Chalamet, obviously, like it's weird what she does, but like if his team was worried about her,
They would say it.
They would have removed her from being around him a long time ago. She's gone to a lot of Timothée Chalamet events, and the Conor Story team does not seem to be looking out for her either. So.
She seems to be. She's a senior.
Yeah,
woman.
Yeah.
Well, she's much less dangerous than these young guys that are stalking. I don't understand why they're saying she's more of a threat than they are.
Well, yeah, that's the thing that got me. It was like, what the fuck do I do? What do you mean, what the fuck do I do? But then if you have guard dog Ilya Truther, then it's like, you actually think you're the guard dog. Babe, you're not. If you think about it this way, Fashion Week is to promote these fucking brands, their new fashion lines for the new season. They want fans to be taking pictures of Ayo and Rachel Sennett going to all these things and like bringing up hype to the Gucci thing so that people be like, oh, what's Gucci doing? Oh, Gucci has this, Gucci has... So it's like, you kind of do want fans. Now, what's scarier? Simone Cromer being there, like looking, or a bunch of fans physically fighting? Like, that's actually scarier and a more dangerous situation for Conor Story than letting a 59-year-old black woman like look at him.
These tweets go up. These go up in like the morning around 9 a.m.
Paris is 6 hours ahead.
2 p.m. the same day. We hear from S Glory, the Conor Story fan account run by Simone Cromer, formerly Club Chalamet.
Yeah.
This is lengthy. Millie, I'm going to have you read the first part.
Yeah.
And then I will read the spillover into the second post because it is 2
Oh,
posts
Jesus
long.
Christ. Okay.
And you are going to need to take a minute when you see the length of the first post.
This is like Facebook status.
But I think we need to read.
We gotta read it.
We gotta hear Miss
you have to
Club
read
and
the whole
remember-
thing.
Hold on, let me clear my day.
Yeah, guys, we need to lock
I
in.
need to cancel some
We've got
flights
2 full slides here.
I'll try to do it. 1, do you know this person? She assaulted me outside of Hotel Maurice this afternoon as over 100 or so fans gathered in sections along the main entrance waiting for Conor Story to exit to attend the YSL show tonight in Paris. Prior to her assaulting me, I need to give you context. My trip to Paris was booked a year in advance to coordinate with my family from Michigan being in Paris this week. I have a ridiculously full and fun itinerary as I've shared some of my trip with all of you thus far. Today, the first half was in Giverny to tour Claude Monet's home and famous garden and lily pond. I wasn't sure I would ever be back in Paris in time to go to his hotel for a look-see. Thankfully, my tour bus arrived back in Paris a little after 3 p.m. and that's when I decided to give it a shot to go back to the hotel and see what's up. I arrived at about 3:25 as I only had 3 metro stops to the hotel. And because I'm a California girl, I wasn't sure in Monet's garden under this brutal sun and heat wave. I wore SPF protective clothing in the form of a sun cap, my glasses, and an SPF facial mask to protect my skin from the sun. So yeah, I look like a mummy, but I don't care. I'm not getting sunburn and skin cancer. Plus, my dermatologist insists I must protect myself. So I looked a bit incognito. I get that. But by the time I arrived at the hotel, all the shaded parts had people gathered. I, along with others, had to stand in the part of the hotel entrance, like the sunny part of the hotel entrance, for 2 hours. Not fun at all. I was not fun at all, but I was SPF protected.
Okay.
Now here's the gnarly part. I noticed a particular woman looking at me as if she knew who I was. I started getting nervous, but I ignored it. She kept looking at me and telling other people about me, and they looked back and smirked. Then she went to the other side of the entryway queue to tell people about me because even they started to look at me. I was feeling extremely uncomfortable and unwelcome, but I just stood by the sun, baking under the sun, and was just waiting like everyone else. I got the sense that, however, this after was going to pan out, it was not going to be a fun adventure. what started to kick things off was the crowd control measures and how the hotel security was telling everyone to step back and clear the pathway. But in doing so, they navigated the section the crazy lady was in further back, and thus allowing the section I was standing in to logistically be in a better photographic advantage. I'm sure this pissed her off, especially as more and more people joined the crowd. So finally around 5:10, the crowd started to swell up closer to the entryway as people were coming out. I recall I was moving her along with everyone else and trying to maintain whatever visual advantage I could muster, as was everyone else. Next thing I feel is someone grabbing my book bag with such force that I almost lost my footing. I thought it was a mistake, but it really did feel like someone was forcefully pulling me back out of anger. Like, what the fuck is going on? I turn around and it's her. She glared at me and said, I know who you are. I know who you are, bitch. You bitch. And she tried to remove my fucking dermatologist recommended fucking SPF mask from my fucking face, and I moved her hand away. What the actual fuck?
What the actual fuck indeed. And I'm going to continue the rest of the post. I was truly flabbergasted. I remember telling her, don't fucking touch me again. She called me a bitch again. That's when I took her Manson family recruitment photo. Then I promptly called her the C word. Then she shut up, and I turned around to look out for Conor. I like that her mind is still on finding Conor.
She's there. She came from the Monet Garden to fucking see him.
She proceeded to tell everyone within earshot that I'm a stalker, like a fucking town crier. All that was missing was a bell. I told her that I'm not a stalker. She said, I know who you are. Other ladies close by was telling her to chill the fuck out. Now's not the time for this shit. So in the next few moments, she proceeded to be much more annoying and animated in this tight space, and No, she was trying to get under my skin, and I ignored it. Conor came out, and I knew by the security formation he wasn't going to sign anything. I like this.
Well, she knows. She's been
in the game.
This is not her first time in the rodeo.
She knows she can see the security formation. And that's perfectly fine. I got a good shot of him, and I wanted to get the hell out. After he got in the car with James, his stylist.
Oh, shit. She knows the stylist name. She knows the stylist name.
Okay. After she got in the car with James, his stylist, the crazy stood right in front of me and had a defensive stand in such a way that she deliberately blocked me. As people were pushing, trying to get pics and video, I was pushed up against her, as I was also desperately trying to get out of there. But she went feral and pushed back at me, and we had an embarrassing brief scuffle. It was humiliating. All I wanted to do was leave after standing there for over 2 hours and being gawked at, assaulted, verbally harassed, and trying to remove my mask. I need to know who this person is because she scared me. I don't want nothing to do with her. I just want to block her on X and Instagram. Just give me their username. That's all I want. I'm on vacation in Paris, and the last thing I ever wanted to encounter was a mad loon from this toxic community. That's awesome. I really need a break from this because people are so eager to embrace this lie of calling me a stalker. I'm too busy for such a degrading activity. It insults my intelligence. I regret not walking away after realizing that quite a few people waiting at the hotel have policed the fandom so much so online that they are policing it in the real world. I'm going to continue to enjoy my holidays and as I have a packed itinerary. But the event at the hotel seriously unnerved me. To be attacked by a complete stranger because I dared to be at the hotel as a fluke does not sit well with me at all, and I have to give serious consideration about how I proceed in being a small part of the fandom that is focused on Conor. No one should ever have to experience what I went through tonight, and the sooner this person is ID'd, the sooner other people can protect themselves by blocking this person and not engaging with them. Mic drop. Club Chalamet. What do we think?
What are the pictures she put?
It's basically just pictures of the person. I will say that person I think is non-binary.
Okay.
And uses they them pronouns, but it's basically just pictures of the person.
Do they not pick up on the irony of this at all?
No.
No.
It's like, I'm just trying to go about my day, but these people are following and looking at me and like, I don't even want to. And I'm like,
oh, so you're saying the irony of like, for Conor.
Well, it all goes both ways. It's like, I mean, it's a very interesting
She's talking about being watched, being followed, her personal space being interrupted. She's just trying to be in Paris and enjoy Paris and like go about her day. It's like, that's what the celebrities are.
Well, yeah.
Well, the celebrities aren't people.
Right.
But it's like, so there's that level, which is also true. But then it's also like, but also why is she the only one who's getting jumped at the thing that all of everybody's at?
Everyone thinks they're better than everyone else, right? An original person, Myka, the Ilya guard dog, whatever the fuck. Being a fan to this level is a lot. Whatever. you're not harming anyone. But also, like, Conor did one thing.
Yeah.
He did one thing, and he was on SNL, and he does like one, but like it's not like he's had this long career of all these movies. You know what I mean? So it's like, babe, you're weird off rip. And second of all, I think it's really funny that Club Chalamet is like, they called me a stalker. I'm not a stalker. How dare you?
Stalking is for losers.
Stalking is for losers. That insults my intelligence. And I'm just like, interesting.
So
like,
she's also judging.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this weird, it is, like you said, the Spider-Man meme of like, all of them are pointing at each other and being like, it's wrong to follow somebody around and harass them. And then like, you're too big of a fan of Conor's story. And like, it's very that. So, okay, Myka Don't You Dare does respond to this and says, hi, babe. Just stopped you from running towards Conor and assaulting him. Security can back me up. So can many fans. So this is them quote tweeting Club Chalamet. But I will say, account is private now. I don't see any of these other
There
accounts.
would be video of Club Chalamet trying to attack Conor's story.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying is the evidence that is alluded to here has not been presented. But yeah. Also, this, I did want to show this. This is what Club Chalamet was wearing. This is a picture of Club Chalamet at the thing. So like, her face is covered because she's wearing one of those like SPF masks.
She just looks like a Karen.
I know, she just looks like a like old lady.
She's an old lady that whatever and wants to see it. It's interesting because I do think there's an age difference.
Yes.
And with the age difference, as we've talked about like the Puritans online, like there is something about young people and the way that they engage with the internet and the world. It is about policing. You're not walking up. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Blah, blah, blah. And like some of it is very helpful. It's an overcorrection from society. But then some of it is like, just leave her alone.
Yeah.
And like,
by your own admission, she's just standing there. This person said in their tweet, she was just standing there. That actually like brings us nicely into like the different responses to this. All of this comes out. People on Twitter immediately are like, oh my God, what the fuck? Discourse is induced. So there's one sort of area of the discourse that's like, Club Chalamet did nothing wrong. So here are some of these tweets. This is at HUD stretch marks. Like, I get that this old lady is a stalker and deserves to be judged for it, but isn't it a little weird that you and her are in the same place doing the exact same thing? Just thinking. And then we've got Ashley Ray says, like, Club Chalamet has been doing this for decades. Hard for me to believe that she's some crazy danger when there are zero stories of her harming someone. This person sounds like a crazy online weirder. So I think she's like quote tweeting the original person. Here's another quote tweet the same. It's like this person is sharing a screenshot of Myka Don't You Care explaining why they jumped Club Chalamet. And they're saying, and this is Alex_Abads is saying, she's generally unstable, in quotes. Girl, you beat up an old lady because you were both stalking the same young gay guy. So that's like one
you need
camp.
an Alex to fucking spell it out for you.
Truly. So that's one camp, which I feel like is kind of where we have been living. So
Also,
far.
I didn't realize, I don't even know the gender of this, but the person who beat her up was another woman?
Non-binary.
A non-binary
but
person?
maybe I think the implication is like assigned female at birth, but non-binary.
Yeah, based on the picture, but you know,
Well,
either
yeah.
way, like, yeah, this person did beat up Club Chalamet.
Yeah.
And they are, the one thing that's definitely true is they are like Gen Z and much younger than Club Chalamet. Okay.
So elder abuse is what we're saying.
Yes.
Which is a trait of Gen Z that we've
Well,
So that brings us to the age thing. So a lot of people are commenting on the age thing. And here's one tweet from Celia's Rose. I truly think a lot of people use Club Chalamet's age to excuse their own actions. Calling her a stalker when a lot of other fans found his flight info and followed him to his hotel where they've been out there for literal days is definitely a choice. Not really sure how she differs there. And then another from Meek Milfs. Great handle, Meek Milfs.
That's great.
Shout out Meek Milfs. I just don't take the Club Chalamet hate seriously when the only thing that separates a lot of you from her are access and age. So, I mean, and there's a larger conversation that I saw on TikTok about, like, she's an older black woman. The person who attacked her is a white person. It seems like she's been, like, Club Chalamet has been dehumanized by virtue of being an internet character in a way. And I think people are taking a lot of liberties with her. And it might be because of her age, also her race, and just, like, I think something that happens when somebody becomes an online character is people feel entitlement to them.
And just because you've heard of somebody, you have to actually think, like, what are they actually doing? Are people doing something that's annoying to me, or is it harmful to me? Is it harmful to me and it's harmful to other people, or is it just annoying? And if it's just annoying, you're gonna have to let that shit rock because everybody's annoying. I think that that's just like a thing that has helped me as I got older, is like, everybody is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Everybody has things. I'm annoying. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like half of like race issues is that Black people aren't allowed to be annoying and weird. Like, they're not allowed to, because
The
it
privilege to be annoying.
It's the privilege to be annoying. I think a lot of women don't get to be annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as 3 stand-up comedians here, we're playing an annoying territory, and that pisses people off.
Yes.
But it's like, yeah, so it's like,
Dare to be annoying, girls.
Dare to be
Dare
annoying.
to be annoying.
I don't think you're annoying, Tatiana. I'm just
No,
saying
I
example.
think like that's the whole thing of being a female comic, is like when you're young and you're funny or trying to you're being funny, but to everyone it's perceived differently than, if a boy says the same thing you just said, then it gets the laugh because like he was trying to be funny. You're just being weird. You're that weird
You're
girl.
weird. You're annoying. You won't shut up. Guess what? I'm a podcaster now.
Yeah, exactly. No, you can never shut me up. So, okay, that's like the one kind of world of Club Chalamet did nothing wrong, and also, even if she did do something wrong, you guys are doing the same fucking thing, so why are you treating her this way? Then we have the people who are anti-Club Chalamet. Hala Novzi saying, everyone's been calling Club Chalamet dangerously parasocial for years, but when she's finally actually getting IRL consequences for her insanity online, suddenly people are worried about her age. Like, come on. So that's one.
And Hala Novzi, that's Holanoff, which is a relationship name for Ilya, Shane Hollander, and Rosenoff. So, babe, you're fucking, and the Avi, that's Shane Hollander waiting in the fucking hallway after he just got fucked.
Okay,
so
this is another stand.
So this is another stand. So let's just calling the kettle black.
Now we have another tweet, and this gets us into a subsection of the discourse that is interesting. So this person, Capricornia, says, man, I'm not saying you have to like it that someone knocked the daylights out of Club Chalamet, but going out of your way to defend an extreme, proud, geriatric Zionist stalker is nuts.
Where does Zionism come in?
Well, you're the one who said every time you use your phone, you're giving money to Israel.
Guess what?
So,
Club Chalamet's politics are not amazing. Club Chalamet has tweeted strange things from her personal account before, but the big one, the big screenshot, this was posted on October 3rd, 2024. And it's a retweet about something about Palestinians.
No, October 7th was 2023.
So it's almost a year after. And she's retweeting some information about Palestinian protesters, and she says, what sympathies I had remaining for the Palestinians have completely evaporated today. And she posted that from her personal account. So that, plus some other stuff that she has liked and posted in before, she seems like she's like a centrist Democrat lady. Yeah. And so her politics are not without reproach.
She's a 57-year-old black woman, a centrist Democrat. Like, that's kind of half of our problem in this country, is that there are many people who have grown up their entire lives with one understanding of how the world works, and then there are young people challenging that. I don't know. It's like when people are like, oh, my uncle's racist and like votes for Trump, and it's kind of like, yeah, uncles will do that. I don't know. Like,
classic uncle move.
Classic uncle move.
Well, that's what being on the internet is. You're playing,
for sure.
You're put in this position of jury, and I'm like, I don't think people are delivering this hard on like murder cases, But I saw this thread. I think it was on Threads, which I left Twitter.
Threads is a whole other.
I mean, Threads, the people are fighting on Threads. Yeah. People are fighting on Threads.
But she said something, and I don't remember if she was a lawyer or if she was just on a jury, but she was like, no one talks about how scary it is that when you're on a jury, over 50% of the US like are at a 6th grade reading level. It takes like a 12th grade reading level to even understand the instructions of what it is to be a jury and how to proceed.
Yeah.
And so all of our peers that are like sentencing us to life or death don't even understand the process they're supposed to be taking a part in.
Yeah.
And that I guess she had been part of different juries where like people were just fighting because they didn't understand they couldn't understand the term reasonable doubt, like beyond a reasonable doubt. They couldn't understand that it was the position of, or it's not the person being tried. The weight is not on them to prove that they're innocent. It's the weight of the court to prove that they're guilty.
Yeah.
And what all these people were doing in juries was going off vibes. Vibe, I think, is the word of the like millennium.
Totally.
It's why Trump is in office. Is why, I mean, he's got terrible vibes to me, but it's
exactly,
people are voting off vibes. They're being in real juries off vibes. They're doing this to this lady off of her vibe.
Yeah, and not even recognizing that they have the same fucking vibe themselves.
They have the same vibes, and it's like, okay, you're saying that Club Chalamet went to this Paris hotel room and believes whatever in Israel, she should get punched in the face. I'm sure the people in Israel will say that about Palestinians. Like, if a Palestinian is doing things that they're not supposed to and believe that Israel shouldn't exist, they should get punched in the... Like, I'm like, isn't that the same? What are we doing, guys?
Right.
Again, it's like everything's eating itself because on the one hand, hold Club Chalamet to account about her bad politics, whatever that means to you, but that doesn't include trying to rip her SPF like mask off at an event that trying to see Conor's story that by your own admission she was just standing there. Because it's only until after Miss Club says all this stuff that this person's like, she was trying to rush Conor's story. In the initial tweets hours earlier, it's just like, I saw her. And
what the fuck do I do?
What the fuck do I do? And it's like, it seems like she's not bothering anybody.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean, what the fuck do you do?
But she was standing in a Zionist way.
She was standing in a Zionist way. I mean, we can go back. I don't know. I feel like she's standing in a way that gives...
Karen.
Yeah, Karen, for sure.
And I'm like, babe, she's a 50, she's a Gen X.
Yeah.
Gen X gonna do Gen X.
Gen X is gonna do Gen X. To wrap this all up, where do we stand? Club Chalamet innocent? Club Chalamet wrong? I'm not gonna sit here and say there's nothing weird going on with that lady.
Yeah.
But you gotta let her stand.
Yeah.
She can just stand there.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that she did wrong.
Yeah.
I say free Club Chalamet.
Free Club Chalamet.
I don't know. I don't want to say she's innocent.
Yeah.
But she should be free. and that is life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's beautiful. And that brings us to our final segment,
Grasshole of the Week. That is the segment of our show where we nominate one person, place, thing, group of people, entire nation, entire diaspora to go log off and do literally anything else with their time. A few weeks ago, we talked about the World Cup and how it's bringing the world together, how all these countries who had preconceived notions of the U.S. can see the beauty of the U.S. and how we're seeing people from all over, and Koreans in Mexico, Scottish people in Boston, Algerians in Lawrence, Kansas. It's really beautiful. But it's also bringing the world apart. One feature, I think we've kind of talked about this before in the past. Even if you're in the U.S., if you went to Dallas, you would get like Dallas-specific regional tweets about things that you're interested in English, you know? Mm-hmm. And if you wanted to translate a tweet, you would have to copy the words, go on Google Translate and whatever, and get it in English. This new update on Twitter, what Twitter's doing now, anything that you're interested in, anybody who's tweeting about it around the world, it will get automatically translated in your language, and you can see it. Yeah. So what's happening, people from all parts of the world are now communicating with each other and not having to translate it, and people are fighting. So...
and it's causing fights.
But it is an interesting thing to see just how the world is getting to know each other and have conversations that we've never really had before. What I'm going to talk to you about is the beef between Japan/Korea versus Brazil and Latin America.
Wow.
And to even get Japan and Korea together,
yeah,
is
I was like, wow. So they're together on this. They're together.
One. I mean, again, not every Japanese person, not every Korean person,
of course,
but
generally,
this is how it's going. Japan and Brazil are playing right now as we speak on the World Cup, and we'll see. But we're talking about in Twitter drama. So it all started from this tweet by @2for_Yule. On the bottom, it's this guy. I guess his name is Cho Gun-sung. And he is a very attractive soccer player.
Hot guy.
Hot guy. Alert. He's a hot Korean soccer player. Somebody posted on June 19th, oh, his little snort laugh, he's so hot. Then this Brazilian girl tweeted, anytime you see translated from Portuguese, you already know shit's going down. So this person said, the original real skin of Koreans is way too beautiful. I don't know why they have this obsession with turning white like a ghost.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of like, she's complimenting this guy's beautiful tan skin. And then another Brazilian person wrote next slide. They said, and this is from Athena Alno Fixado. It's another Portuguese Brazilian person. Says, I love them all nice and golden, like little chickens fresh out of the oven.
Ugh.
They're saying that they also like Asian people with tan skin.
Okay. I mean,
but
I guess
is she being ironic to make fun of the first one, or she's being earnest with
No,
this?
they're being earnest.
they're being earnest. Brazilians have an interesting relationship with skin color
With
and
skin
how
color
it is
and
talked
race.
about. We'll say that as much.
Yeah, they have an interesting, because it's so diverse, like within like who is Brazilian can be a white person with green eyes, a black person, and not to say that they don't have their own racism going on, but for the most part, a natural part of life that everyone's different skin colors. And this person is saying, yeah, like they like tan Asians.
I think she's making fun of the first person. To give her the benefit of the doubt, I think she's like taking it to an absurd level as a joke. I feel like this is something I would say as a joke.
Maybe.
Like absurdity.
Maybe,
I
but
can't imagine her posting this earnestly.
this idea and thought that Koreans are more attractive with their natural tan skin upset a lot of Japanese and Korean people.
Okay.
I don't even know when Japan jumped in, but this was one of the first anti-replies to this, which is like, is tanning okay, but wanting to look pale is not allowed? And do Korean people's skin tones have to be dark? Translated from Korean. So it's cool to be tan, and it's cool, and it's totally acceptable for people to want to be tan, but it's unacceptable for people want to be lighter, right? Why do Korean people have to be dark? That's what they're saying.
Well, and I feel like maybe part of this is that like there is a culture of skin bleaching in Japan and Korea.
Well,
probably more than you would see in Brazil.
Well, I mean, and there is stuff with Brazil, but it is just a different thing.
Yeah.
Brazilians are commenting. It started with a comment about like, oh, I love to see Korean guys with, and then now we have Koreans being like, well, you know what? What's wrong with being like wanting to be pale? And
it is like a backhanded comment.
Yes.
You know, like to be like, you can't just like, you could just be like, oh, he's so tan. You don't have to like bring up like, and this about Koreans and wanting like.
Well, Elise, shit got crazy.
Okay.
Next slide. So again, this is a Japanese person. And this is translated from Japanese. This person says, do you really think this is a compliment? Crying face emoji, crying face emoji. Calling suntan skin a, quote, natural original complexion, as if lighter toned skin is something fake and artificially made, crying emoji, is spreading misinformation in your culture, crying emoji. So we're seeing things getting a little testy, right? Saying like suntan skin isn't natural either.
It's never good to compare two skin tones unfavorably. Like, I think that you should just be like, wow, his skin is tan, if you want to talk about someone's skin.
That even courtesy of knowing not to even say that is an American thing, and is how Americans talk about race and skin lightening. In other countries, even in Dominican Republic, skin bleaching is not taken the same way.
No, I know.
And even in, so.
It seems like a very internet argument, because it's not even an argument. There's not even a debate happening. You're just saying two different preferences and pretending like they're exclusive. And it reminds me, as a comedian, and bring it back to comedy, there's been lately this thing of like crowd work versus stand-up material. And I'm like, why are we pinning peanut butter versus jelly? Like, it's not even an intellectual fight to have to say that, oh, all crowd work is dumb and all stand-up is good and all stand-up is dumb and all crowd work is actually really clever. And it's like, what? Both takes are dumb because you don't know how to have, like, this isn't an intellectual conversation. It's just a dumb. It's like when two kids are like, no, I like fire trucks. No, I like Barbies. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. What you're saying is that life isn't black and white and there's nuance, but there's no nuance on the internet. No. And now we have Japan and Korea fighting with Brazil. And even if you're right or wrong or want nuance, you're just never going to win against Brazil. So it starts getting internet. People are making these things like this next person where Leandro, which is translated from Portuguese, is a Brazilian guy. And it says, your media even makes Zendaya look white. And idols, which are like people who are in K-pop bands, says idols use makeup 5 shades lighter than their own skin because otherwise they're compared to farm workers like Yubin or Holian, which I guess those are specific idols. But yeah, you're right. The whiteness you consider beautiful, that's the natural state of a human being. So,
what?
So,
Wait, where did that went off the rails?
So basically, they're like, you know,
or are they being sarcastic?
They're being sarcastic.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
They're being this person is being sarcastic. They're basically like, you guys use makeup that's way too light, and you lighten black people when they go visit your country. You lighten them and you make their noses thinner, whatever. Why are we even having this conversation? Like, it's not naturally white. This can be traced back to like feudal fucking Korea and Japan. The rich people were inside, and a way that you showed that you were rich is not by getting tan, and like poor people have to work in the sun, so they're considered farm workers. So
that's the Victorian times too.
That's
That's existed forever. But I guess for me, it's just like, I think there is a weird relationship to paleness in both Japanese and Korean culture that, like you said, is like rooted in all this stuff. But I just don't understand why the initial comparison didn't even need to take place.
It didn't need to take place, but it did. So this is what the Brazilians are saying. And then they're fighting back. Next slide. The Japanese person, translated from Japanese, says, these two photos, are from Getty Images taken at the same event on the same day, but the skin tones are different. Laugh emoji. Is this what you guys call whitewashing? By the way, they were both taken at an event in Spain. The second one even has a skin just as bright as the first. Basically, they're saying Zendaya's like, not skin color varies from picture to picture, and it's not a Korean thing.
So this person just discovered lighting.
Yeah.
So Leandro, who's Brazilian, says she visibly got darker in these photos, and the lighting in her second photo has nothing to do with the bizarre filter in the photo I posted with a blur that makes her nose disappear. But you're gonna pretend otherwise to prop up your dumb argument. Sorry, sad emoji.
She's also half white. Zendaya.
Yeah, well,
if that's even part of it. But that's
it's not part of the thing. It's part of when stars. It's part of the argument this person's making is that Korea will lighten their people and lighten other people. And then this person's like, it's not Korea, it's just lighting in general. And this person's like, and then the Brazilian person is like, you're wrong.
I mean, it is like, to your point about like the advances in Twitter making this possible, it is crazy that basically like one person is fighting on one side fully in Japanese and the other person is fighting fully in Portuguese, but because Twitter can translate both, they can fight with each other and we can read this fight that is about like whose country is more colorist and has a better relationship to skin tones. Like, that is fucking wild.
We talk about the shitty stuff with AI. This is only possible, I think, with AI because it's the automatic translation. Not that we...
But if we want to get into it, the translation is colonizer's language.
Well,
so they're getting translated into, like, you don't know what's being lost in the translation.
Well,
true.
But everything gets lost in translation. And the thing is, it's getting translated to them into whatever language the phone gets. Yes. So it's not just translated to English. Like, the Japanese person is getting all these tweets in Japanese. Yeah. So things are getting lost, but you can still get the zings, which is something, I know.
Like, I saw, do you guys know how Rosalia is dating Loli?
Yeah.
She's like kind of mask presenting lesbian. A comment got translated from either Spanish or Brazilian or Portuguese, and they're like, Rosalia looks great as always. Meanwhile, the other one is role playing as testosterone. And I was like, I don't think that's what it originally meant to say, but that's so interesting.
Well, there's some things that don't exactly. Yeah. That's so real. So then somebody else in Portuguese says, I'm not getting it. Are you trying to say that Zendaya doesn't have dark skin or that the media/Korean beauty standard doesn't push a fair skin standard? Obviously, there are Asians with different skin tones, but denying that they use various techniques to lighten their skin is, I think, like futile. And then the Japanese person says, I'm saying that there are situations where you can end up looking as white as anything due to lighting or camera settings, You guys notice how your skin looks different depending on how bright the spot is where you're taking the photo, right? So this person's like arguing.
It's just, again, these people arguing in fully different languages about how lighting works.
And then this person's like, the person I like even pays to go to a salon and get tanned, But as I explained above, for us to get tanned, we have to go out of our way to go to a salon. And in the first place, for Asians, ultraviolet rays are something highly harmful.
That's only true for
I
Asians.
love the person I like goes to a tanning salon. That's the equivalent of like I have a black friend.
Yeah, exactly. I like people that go to tanning salons.
I actually have a crush on someone that goes to a tanning salon. That's so
exactly. So
Japanese.
next line. So somebody else, Portuguese, called in the original poster and says, this speaks as if Koreans all just had one original skin tone. Despite the obsession with fair skin, in the end, most of the population doesn't have the skin tone of that player. The bigger problem is in Southeast Asia. And then, I know. And then,
let's get Vietnam in the mix.
Yeah, exactly. Then the original person says, I know. I say that a lot of people have this skin tone, but they keep caking on the makeup to look white. Obviously, not all of Asia is this color, but a big part is, yeah. So they're still going in it. Now, people are pulling archival pictures from the 80s and 90s of Koreans with dark skin or like tan skin, or people have been putting pictures of Koreans next to the Mexicans at the World Cup being like, this is what they look naturally, not like the BTS and the stars. And then this person says, for those who say that they originally are white as paper, just look at the photos from the 1980s/1990s on Google. And this is translated from Portuguese. Then somebody Korean said, next slide, what the hell? The first photo is of those serial killer wannabes, the Gang John faction. You crazy Brazilian chick, you want to talk about while I show you pictures of murderers from your country? And then the Brazilian person said, are these the photos that were on Google about that time and that show people with the same skin tone as the post? The topic isn't about that, even though it's bad to spread their photos. So this person's like, look at how Koreans look back in the day. And this other person's like, those people were murderers. How dare you share the picture?
John faction. I mean, it's just getting completely out of hand.
It's getting completely out of hand.
And it is getting like eugenicist in a way to me where it's like, okay, so now we're just putting up people's skin tone pictures and being like, who's darker and who's lighter, and people were darker in the past. We're getting to a point where they're going to be like, I'm going to start measuring the skulls of Korean people and comparing them, and like, pale Korean people have smaller skulls. Like, we're getting into that territory, it feels to me.
So, next slide. Translated from Portuguese. To clarify before getting insulted again, no ethnicity is going to have white like paper. People have different tones and different levels of melanin. Even white Europeans aren't like that. So what's the reason to feel so offended? Deep-rooted racism, ? Take care. We're talking about like Brazilians are trying to correct colorism, which is like, okay. Yeah, so again, we have Korean people being like, stop whitewashing and love your skin color. I guess because on the Brazilian flag, there's like a white guy on a horse. So they're saying if it was really accurate, they would have a tan guy on the horse. And then the next slide, somebody said, this is like 3 days after the fight started. And this person said, translated from Portuguese, says, I logged into Twitter and the topic of the day is whether Koreans are white. I give up. And it's a picture of...
I thought it said whether Kardashians are white.
No, Koreans. That's a whole
Which
other
is
thing.
where this conversation should naturally go.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't get there.
So, next slide. So again, people are summing up the arguments, right? Because on the bottom, we have somebody's like, Asian people aren't white. And then it's showing like all these famous Koreans with like super pale skin. And then Brazilians start making fun of them, being like, we aren't naturally white. Yes, look at this photo. And it is a guy with super filtered, nose thinned, eyes bigger, right? And then this happens. A member from BTS, Jimin, was caught severely photoshopping his... So this guy was at Paris Fashion Week, and he going to the Dior show, and he posted this picture of him on Instagram, and then he posted another one, and Hate Crave said on June 25th, BTS Jimin was caught severely photoshopping his latest unrealistic photos on Instagram shortly after getting in images exposed his true appearance. And Mariposa from Puerto Rico says, I mean, since the original photo didn't look so white, they had to bleach them. That nation, hashtag South Korea, is really insecure about everything, especially skin color and features that get fixed with cosmetic surgeries, hashtag Jimin, hashtag BTS. So then, next slide. I have, of course, some of the two photos. So again, just as this, so the discourse is getting crazy and whatever, it starts dying down, and then this BTS member, Jimin, posts the left photo on his Instagram, and then the right photo comes out on Getty. What say you? What do you think? What are we talking?
Yeah. Do you want to describe the difference between the two photos?
For our audio people only?
I'm good. Why don't you talk about the skin color stuff, and I'll sit here and smile.
The one that he posted is like he's completely white, pale. His hair looks a lot lighter too, but like the main thing is that like he's standing in front of a white background and his skin is the exact same color as the white background. He seems to have put a filter on it or something because like his jeans are washed out as well too. And then the other photo is clearly like the unfiltered Getty images, and like I mean he still has like pale skin, but it looks more like skin, like it has actual tone to it, and his hair is more of a strawberry blonde.
Yeah, so next slide. Somebody else says, I want to defend you, and now I've been arguing with a Korean for 2 days. And that's the original post that says, fuck them, let them go crazy, talking to themselves. And then, again, somebody else, this is an American that says, Brazilians were so real for calling Koreans out for whitewashing because look at this mess. And that's the Jimin mess. It's fascinating that translation powers have given us the power to fight over. I want to say petty things, but colorism is a pretty serious thing.
Well, but that's why it feels like projection, because I feel like the Koreans were minding their own business. First of all, that soccer player was just existing as he is, and they have their own culture. And then other countries are bringing their history and project. You know, Brazilians have a lot of colorism issues, a lot of racism issues, and they're coming with that baggage and putting it on another nation, which I think is like, mind your own business a little bit. Like, if you want to talk about Brazilians, okay, cool, but like, why are you coming and accusing all of Korea of this thing that your own country does? I think is kind of weird. And then America's gonna come in and be like, yeah, this is whitewashing, and it's like, yes, he's lightening his skin to look whiter, but now we're projecting our history of like, not that they didn't have slavery, but you know what I mean? Now we're projecting our shit onto, or like when people see blackface in another country, like I think this like reporter, this female reporter in like Japan or something, she was like wearing something that they said was too revealing. So to make a statement, she covered everything in like black neoprene and then even her face. And then Americans were like, that's blackface. And then Asians were like, we don't have that history that you guys do of vaudeville. Like, this has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, but it's like, if you're going to be on a global, you know, when we're talking about World Cup and all this stuff, like, that is something as, like, the world gets smaller and smaller with the internet, is that we are going to start having to have conversations about this. Everyone in here needs to log off, but this is a warning to everybody out there. Every single stands, right? Think about the most toxic standums. Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, Harry Styles, Club Chalamet. Every single standum has a large contingent of people in Brazil. So when you are choosing to start an argument with people from Brazil, you are getting the most active shooters. Yeah. The sleeper agents from everything, they will come out.
The top posters in the world.
The top posters in the world. You can't compare. They're brutal. There was stuff about, like, we have real rainforests. Japan has a suicide forest. Like, crazy shit. You will just never win. So, and not with logic, not whatever. And even Brazilians are like, this is fun for us. We go all the time. We will be very straight up. Our uncle will say 50 things worse to us before we even wake up. Like, we were made and built for this. Do not fuck with us. Everyone needs to log off. We're doing complicated discourse about race, but also you can never win against Brazilians on the internet. The World Cup, Japan may win. Yeah. But on the World Cup of Twitter X, do you remember how crazy it was when the government of Brazil was going to ban X for 2 weeks?
Yeah, all Stan accounts were like, I can't.
All Stan accounts.
I was in Brazil when that happened.
Wow.
Because they did ban it for like a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just never going to win, you know? So.
Yeah, I don't agree with you. And I feel like, again, I kind of agree with you in that, like, I do think that Japan and Korean posters were minding their own business and got roped into this. But Yeah, you can't go up against Brazilian posters.
If you see something weird that Taylor Swift fans are saying, you just gotta let it happen.
Let it rock.
Because if you get in there, it gets messy. And I bet you Korean and Japanese posters learned not to cross.
And we're not saying that they don't have good posters over there. It's just Brazil is a different.
Do you ever get into such a deep, heated argument on the internet that it makes you want to read a book?
I know what you mean.
I mean, that's the kind of conceit of this podcast.
It's like, well, we gotta go learn history if we're gonna be having global political arguments online.
Exactly.
I hope this is at least encouraging people to actually go learn history, just in the petty hopes of being right in an argument.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually educate myself about the history of like colorism in Korea because I want to win this Twitter argument. I mean, maybe.
I mean, the real ones will and like should and whatever, so
cite your sources.
I guess, yeah. So to everyone participating in this discourse, but I feel like for me, especially with the Koreans and Japanese who are trying to one up and outpost Brazilians, I'm going to tell you guys, go touch grass. And that's our show.
That's our show. Tatiana, you were such a great
There should
guest.
be some grass here that we can touch at the end.
Oh, that would be cute.
Some cuttings.
That would be cute if we're building out the studio. Tatiana, why don't you tell all of our listeners where they can find you, follow you online, figure out where your shows are, all that good stuff.
Follow me on Instagram. I always post there when I have shows or when I'm on tour or when I have a new project. My Instagram is Tatiana Frank NYC. Tatiana Frank was taken. On TikTok, I'm Tatiana Frank Comedy. I'm on YouTube. I'm on all the things. I even got on Snapchat, but that place is weird.
Yeah, Snapchat is weird.
I don't know.
And I don't send nudes. I just post my clips. Thanks for having me.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And you can follow this podcast at Go Touch Grass Pod on everything, and you can follow me at Pangelise on Instagram and Elise Navidad on TikTok.
And you can follow me at Millie_Tamarez on Instagram and TikTok, and at Millie_Tamarez on Twitter. And until next time,
Go Touch Grass!